Good evening, dear sisters and brothers. Welcome to the evening session of Being Heartful Every Day with Swadhyaya. As we continue with the new theme, which is methods and training, we reflect on defining feature of the heartfulness path, which is the simplicity of its method, and how this simplicity builds inner reliability. In a world that often equates depth with complexity, heartfulness gently reverses the equation, showing us that lasting transformation arises through naturalness, clarity, and ease. Daji often reminds us that the most effective spiritual methods are those that interfere the least with the heart's natural movement towards balance. Complexity engages the mind, simplicity allows the heart to respond. And in heartfulness, methods are so natural because the heart already knows the direction. What it needs is not instruction layered upon instruction, but space, support, and consistency. Simplicity protects purity. When methods are uncomplicated, they leave little room for imagination, comparison, or self judgment. The practitioner is spared the burden of evaluating progress or managing the experience. Instead, the heart is allowed to rest in receptivity where transmission can work unhindered. This simplicity also builds trust in the process, trust in the guide, trust in the heart's innate capacity to evolve. Over time, this trust becomes an inner anchor, steady even when experiences fluctuate. For an Abhyasi, simple methods become powerful through repetition and sincerity. Each meditation is the same yet never identical. Each cleaning is gentle yet deeply transformative. The prayer remains unchanged yet continues to open new dimensions of surrender. Training happens when we show up consistently without altering the method to suit moods, without addition, without adding personal modification, and without chasing experiences. This consistency trains the heart to remain stable regardless of inner or outer conditions. Gradually, the heart learns to rely less on stimulation and more on subtle awareness. Even when meditation feels quiet or uneventful, something essential is taking root. The ability to remain balanced, receptive, and aligned without external reinforcement. Dear sisters and brothers, with this, as we move ahead, we request all of you to try sharing these invitation of master classes and the BHED sessions with your family and with your friends. You'll find the additional reading material and videos of Revered Daji, which are available on this theme on the Heartfulness app. And you can find this material under the Sunday tab dated 8th of February. We will now resume our reading from the Heartfulness Way, Book 2, from chapter number 5 on page number 102. So let's read this together. Methods and training. Daji Babuji has written, our present human situation is due mostly to our environment and to ineffective training. And this brings up the whole topic of training. The art of training the mind to master emotions and thoughts is not something most of us have learned from childhood. As a result, as much as we try, we struggle to solve our inner problems and change our habits and behavior. It affects us at a personal level and also at the level of our collective human behavior. For example, so far we have not even come close to achieving one of the sustainable development goals of the United Nations, despite the fact that we genuinely wish to do so. Why is that we struggle to change? Change will come when there is a leap in human consciousness, an awakening, and for that we need to meditate. Daji, why is meditation so necessary for this to happen? Because unless we rise above the mental impurities and complexities, that have caused our current crisis, nothing will change. We will remain stuck in the same worldview and habitual patterns of behavior we have now. We have done so much to destroy our humanity and the planet, and we need to repair that damage. This requires a shift in consciousness and behavior, if not genetics. The proper refinement of the mind is neglected in modern education and training. Schools and colleges provide information and skills so that students can secure a decent living, but they do not support inner awakening and happiness. Tell me from your own experience. Do you think do you think you could excel in worldly life without meditation? Daji, in my experience, meditation brings peace, balance, and happiness. Before I meditated, my emotions were sometimes overwhelming, and I was not always able to deal with the pain of existence. Just a, just after a few months of practice, that had changed significantly. And after more than 30 years, I cannot imagine life without this fundamental skill. I am here today because it works. So, imagine if you had learned to meditate as a teenager instead of waiting till you were in your early 30s. Skill and excellence in any field involve repetition. So, the earlier you start, the more easily the habit is formed. It is the regularity created by repetitive, consistent practice that yields the greatest benefits from meditation. Unfortunately, most teenagers are not taught to meditate, so they find it difficult to be peaceful and calm. They don't learn the simple art of mastering their desires, temptations, and emotions. The main purpose of this training is to simplify and purify your lifestyle so that you are able to expand your consciousness into higher realms. The result: removal of impurities and complexities from your heart and mind, and development of moderation in the use of your senses and faculties, refinement of your character, and expansion of your consciousness. And those things happen so easily under the guidance of a capable teacher. Dear sisters and brothers, with this we have completed this chapter reading. Let understanding arise quietly without mental effort of what we have just read. Now, with simplicity in our hearts and with lot of love, let us now offer the universal prayer together. All brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and real faith is growing stronger in them. सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रहे हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है। May this universal prayer fill all the hearts in the world with love, brotherhood, peace, and harmony. Dear sisters and brothers, as you prepare for the rest tonight, take a few moments to offer the bedtime prayer and the reflections of the day. And without analysis, offer the heart in quiet surrender. Let the bedtime prayer reinforce steadiness and trust so that the training may continue naturally through rest. Dear sisters and brothers, thank you for joining this evening session. And we look forward to your presence for the morning session tomorrow at 6 a.m. Until then, wishing you all a very good night and a good rest. Thank you.